Hey tubers, welcome back for another adventure. And you're looking at a Yamaha Warrior 350. A friend of mine got this thing. It was basically unwanted and unloved. He ended up with it. He looked at it and just said he didn't want it anymore. So I said, yo, I seem to have a home for all unwanted, unloved, all-terrain vehicles. Why don't we bring it here? I'll take a look at it and see if anything could be done. So what we have here in all its glory is a 1987 Yamaha 350. And it more or less appears to be complete. I mean, it's got the nose piece, the plastics are here. The seat's pretty good. It's got the lift bar in the back. It's got that front bumper. I don't know if that's an OEM front bumper or somebody modified it. The headlight is elsewhere, as in obtainable. I know where it is. But, I mean, the exhaust is there. The carburetor appears to be there. The recoil is there. And let's start out by talking about that just quickly. Somebody... looks like they had it off and they epoxied that up. I'm not sure why somebody would epoxy that up. It is electric start, but it's really kind of bad karma to recoil. I mean, it's even got dumb little things like the guard is still on it, though. It looks like at some point the chain did hop and punch the case out. Oh, wow. I mean, it appears to mostly be here. All positives. Yeah, it seemed to come with plenty of sugar ants. Oh, we're even growing things. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what all this is. This looks like a float to a sump pump. Anyway, so you guys could more or less see what we have from this point of view. Two things very concerning, like this is loose, it appears to be gutted, right? Doesn't seem to be anything stopping it from falling off. So this is just the case. And on this side, and this really bothers me, the plug is not in it. And it looks like when they took it out, it might have been full of water. Just by the looks of the plug. I don't like that at all. It does seem to have a little bit of oil in it, and the oil actually looks good. It looks like it was changed recently. So we're looking it over now to see what it's telling us. Valve's broken off here. That's why the tire was huffing and puffing while I was dragging it over. He got this, and he was told there was a complete motor that went with it. Well, the complete motor turned out to be a head, pair of shocks, an air cleaner cover, and this stuff here. So this stuff here, other than that, got these brackets. I'm not sure what they do for a living. You got the headlight. Let me put this down before it gets busted. We got a spare carburetor. It's never a bad thing to get a spare carburetor and cable. I'm just kind of going through a bunch of this now with you guys. I'm making the video. I'm not sure if this is part of the machine or an add-on. That's part of the air cleaner. Looks like I got a spare brake. That's a brake light thing. Throttle. I'm liking a lot of this so far. I got a light bulb, and I got the headlight, and it looks like the spring assembly for holding it together is in place. The outer filter for the air cleaner. These look like a bunch of push pins for the plastic. That looks like a bolt for the plastic. More push pin. I'm not sure where that goes. I'm not sure what this is. I mean, obviously it's a gasket and a bunch of bolts, but I don't know if they go on the machine anywhere. Looks like a water pumpy thing to me. And this is just a bunch of assorted bolts. This wrench came with it. You can see these loose pieces, another intake, a brake tree, and a couple of front brakes. I didn't look to see if the front brakes were there. So anyway, all this stuff, the person who my buddy got it from was asking $500 for it on Facebook. When he went over there and discovered, you know, like most of the spare engine was missing, and he looked it over, he paid less than that, and I don't know exactly what he paid for it. How did I end up with it? He kind of got it and said, oh my God, no wonder why nobody else wanted it, which leads me to believe he got a decent price. Then he said, you know, and he offered it to me, and I said, yo, I have enough Warriors. I don't need another Warrior. And he said, no, 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 it's complete, it's complete, it's complete. Tires are good, it's complete. So we went back and forth, and now it's kind of like, see if you could do anything with it. So that's the point we're at. Now, on all these machines, all you could go with is what you were told. I was told the seat was stored separately, and this was stored, quote, out back, and this thing had not run in 10 years. Once again, you know, you're told the story, and you're not quite sure what to believe. I don't know, a dinosaur might have fell in there. I don't know if I have the key to this. I'm going to have to look at the assortment. But let's start out by getting that side cover off. We already looked at the oil, and it doesn't look too bad. I mean, the gas was turned off at some point. So I don't know if it sat for a long time and somebody tried to start it, or what the story is. I don't know if the starter's gone, or, God forbid, it's seized. So when I touched the recall, it sounded like it rang hollow, and it turns out it is hollow. So, and that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign at all. Given it's not wearing a spark plug, I'm going to spray a bunch of PB Blaster in there. That's not the greatest stuff. It's a little acidy for the rings and all, but I'm going to spray a bunch of that in there. See if we can't get this thing broken loose. If it's seized, I mean, then you got a complete parts machine. You pull the engine off, you pull the jug off the best you can, and figure out if the jug, or how much of the jug could be saved. On some machines, you could buy the bottom, the cylinder, walls, let's call it, and the piston, and the rings, and all that, and do top of the piston change. Normally the bottom of the piston has needle bearings, and you got to pull the entire engine apart to get to that. Clutch kind of moves. I'm not sure if it's completely engaging. Yeah, it doesn't appear to be. So if it got watered down there, that means the transmission, the bearings are shot, but it didn't look like it in the oil. I don't know. You guys are discovering this with me. This is the first I looked at it. Once again, nobody wanted it, so it stopped here at the Last Chance Garage. So I found this container of Marvel Mystery Oil. The folks on Hot Rod Garage and all that seem to like to use that to free things up, so we'll try it. I'm going to put it in that spray bottle, squirt some into the cylinder. I gave it its first try before putting anything down, and it appears to be locked up, so let's try this stuff. If it works, it'll come loose, because right now it appears to be locked. It's officially seized. I have this bar in here. I climbed up and stood on this, bounced my 220 pounds on it, and I got nothing. It didn't move at all. It's been soaking for somewhere around 4 hours, and once again, it's not moving at all. Either direction, even if I try the other way, it's not going. Normally, if you're able to get a little bit, you can kind of rock them back and forth, but that is stuck tight. So now what? Engine has to come off, and the head needs to come off, and then you could kind of look in there and see what you got. Then you got to get the piston out of the cylinder, so you could take that little clip off, tap the pin, the connecting rod pin out, and hopefully the connecting rod is still loose on the crank, and hopefully those bearings aren't shot. If that's the case and no water got into the bottom, the cylinder bore, gasket sets, rings, and piston are somewhere around 100 to 150 bucks, depending on whether you go with the cam, whether you replace the chain tensioner. If you add a timing chain to it, call it about 200 bucks worth of top end parts to redo it. If the bottom end shot, the engine is shot. Right, it just doesn't pay to put that kind of time and effort into it. This thing also needs a recoil, which is somewhere between 100 and 150 bucks, depending on if you go used or if you go new, reproduction, or if you go new. Well, new actually will take you over 200. So, you know, call that another 150. So for somewhere around 300 bucks, you can make this thing go again. So now the question I'm going to ask you guys, considering the condition that it really is a pretty machine, and it is more or less complete. The back tires and that tire seem to hold air. The other one needs a tube. The front rims are a little trashy. Right, this one particularly is pretty trashy. Somebody attempted to beat it back into shape. But you can put a tube in it. I'm sure it'll hold air. So what do you have? If you turn this thing into parts, you have some nice plastic. The plastic really is in decent shape. The front bumper's in good shape. I think it was adult owned. The rims are a little trashy, but it's not all dented up on the A-arms, and the foot pegs aren't all trashed up. Right? So I think it might have been adult owned. The rims being bent up, that could be because they like to run them low on air or something. This is not an OEM tire that's been changed. Once again, the plastic really is in decent shape considering it's an 87. God, what's it going on, 40 years old? So, it's not a young machine. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, guys. If offered troubleshooting and purchase on this thing, would you troubleshoot it? Would you purchase it? Or would you give it a million-mile? I mean, for me, looking at it and the parts it came up with, I would have been like my buddy. I might not have gone the 5, but I would have been very tempted to get it and take the chance on maybe I could unseize it. Or maybe I'm going to do something with the motor, so I don't know. I probably would have gone for it. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. I want to thank you all for dropping by to watch, comment, and subscribe. Please remember, feet down, heads up, and get out there and enjoy each and every day. Maybe next week, maybe things will come together and I could show you one of my bad mistakes and tell you guys not to repeat it because was a silly mistake and I should have not let it happen. So remind me for next week. Take care, folks. Once again, feet down, heads up, and have a great day.